this special episode, we are focusing on some important cars and bikes launches of 2025. This Diwali has been rather special for car buyers. With GST cuts announced, this Diwali became a bumper Diwali. And if you are in the market to buy your dream car or bike, here is our list of top cars that you can buy this season.
It's time to celebrate the festive season, and across the year we have seen a slew of new car launches in the Indian car market. While most of them were midlife updates, or how we call them facelifts, there were a few that were all new models, and a handful of them also caught my attention. So what are the top picks of this year that I would like you guys to go out and purchase this festive season? I'll list them here. And I'll start off with the country's largest car maker. Yes, you guessed it right, but no marks for guessing it right though. It is Maruti Suzuki. Now the company has launched all new Victoris in the country. It goes against the likes of the Hyundai Creta, in fact Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyryder, and also the Kia Seltos and Honda Elevate. Now Victoris does get a lot of things right. It gets all-wheel drive layout with automatic gearbox, which is not available across its rivals, and also it comes with a strong hybrid motor, and in comparison to the Grand Vitara, it gets slightly larger boot space, and in all that regard it comes out as a really great pick for this festive season. Also, Maruti has made sure that they have updated the Ertiga and XL6 as well, but those were not as comprehensive an update as the Victoris is. Now coming down to the next car maker on our list, I have to talk about Tata here. Now Tata Motors launched the Harrier EV. In fact, it is the very first indigenous EV that gets an all-wheel drive layout. Now I hope you get that gist. People are moving towards lifestyle vehicles and they are buying all-wheel drive and 4x4 cars, and that's why we have the Harrier EV. Now it gets a claimed range of over 600 kilometers for all of its variants, but we have done a real-world range test with the car, and the link for the same you can see in the I button here. Yes, the word is talking about EVs, but before I move to them, I have two more cars to talk about, and this one is my favorite. I'm talking about the Golf GTI. Yes, a handful of units of this very hot hatchback came to India this year, and it puts out roughly 241 HP along with 370 Newton meters, and the crazy part is that it does 0 to 100 kmph in a sprintingly fast time of around 5 seconds. It is a front wheel drive car but gets a 2-liter turbo petrol, and with a low slung stance, it indeed was a hoot to drive at Natrix facility. Now the fourth one is also an ICE vehicle, and I am talking about the Kia Ceros. Now you must be wondering why Kia Ceros? Well, it is really good in a lot of senses. First of all, it gets a slew of features for the rear seat occupants. So the rear seat slides, it reclines, and it is also ventilated. The boxy styling might not be to everyone's taste, but that car is hugely practical. It comes with two engine choices, 1-liter turbo petrol and also a 1.5-liter turbo diesel. Manual, automatic, you get all sorts of gearbox choices and a large panoramic sunroof. That's exactly what you wanted, isn't it? Now the fifth contender on this list is MG's Cyberster EV. I really adore that car for a couple of reasons. It is fast and it is very capable, but more importantly it catches attention from all corners. That drop dead gorgeous styling with a drop top, I think that will make it an important addition to the list. Now, there's a wildcard entry too, and I am talking about a brand that has just made its entry in the Indian market. Now this is VinFast. We all were expecting the cars to be priced slightly differently, but what they have done is they have launched the VF6 and the VF7 at really great prices. Now these cars go against the likes of the MG ZSEV, Hyundai Creta Electric and also the Mahindra BA6. But what they bring to the table? Affordable prices, great range at least on paper as of now, and a sheen that is incomparable to others. For now, I'm your host Mohit Bardwaj. I'll take a leave on a note, Happy Diwali.
And if it is bikes that you are looking for, then here is the list of dhamakedar bikes that came in 2025.
The two-wheeler market in India expanded with a wide range of product launches from almost every manufacturer in 2025. However, only a few of these products were prominent enough to get our attention, and in this segment we take a look at some of these products. Beginning with the largest two-wheeler manufacturer, Hero MotoCorp. The brand launched models like Zoom 125, Zoom 160, Extreme 250R and the Glamour 125. But we believe the most prominent of these was Glamour 125, bringing rather premium features like cruise control to an entry-level segment for the consumers who want an affordable bike. Next up are the manufacturers functioning under the umbrella of Bajaj Auto, that is KTM and Triumph. While Triumph launched the Thruxton 400, which seems to be getting a rather cold response, KTM brought the 160 Duke back in the market, bringing the aggressiveness of the family into a rather affordable package. Since we are talking about two-wheelers, the list is incomplete without mentioning Royal Enfield. The brand gave us multiple products like the classic Swift Twin and others, but we believe all of these products will be overshadowed by what's coming next. Yes, we are talking about the Himalayan 750. Similarly, TVS updated multiple products in its lineup. Among them, what got our attention was the Ntorq 150 because of its sporty performance and an aggressive design. Joining the giants on the list is an underdog called Ultraviolet. While they left us hanging with products like Shockwave and Tesseract, they gave us X47, which is an electric adventure tourer with a supermoto design and comes packed with features.
So that was our list of top cars and bikes of 2025. Which one is your favorite? Let us know in the comment section of NDTV Auto's YouTube channel and join us on our social media platform. Now let's focus on news, find out what's happening in auto world this week.
Welcome to a new video where we look at the top headlines from the automotive industry from the year 2025. I hope the festive season brings a lot of luck, prosperity and happiness to you, your family and friends. We look at few headlines that have really reformed how we look at our favorite cars and bikes. And to start off, there's nothing bigger than the GST 2.0. The revision on GST has simplified taxes on your favorite cars and bikes, effectively making them cheaper than before. Especially if you're buying smaller cars which are under 4 meters in length with engine capacity in petrol less than 1.2 liters and diesel 1.5 liter, then the good news is the tax has been simplified at flat 18%. On the other hand, if you are planning to buy a bigger car, especially SUVs or sedans that span over 4 meters in length, engine bigger than 1.2 liter in petrol or 1.5 liter in diesel, it has been simplified to 40% flat, effectively making the market much more easier to put your money in. Well, that was the biggest news of the year, but there were few in the periphery which kind of affects how you own your vehicle. Let's look at them as well. Well, it might be the first time in history where you did not drink alcohol but it left you dizzy. I'm talking about the ethanol blending and the debate that has made ripples across society. Well, government's stand with the E20 fuel has been quite clear. 2025 onwards, from every fuel station, whenever you refill your car or bike, you are getting E20 petrol. It might have been little expedited, has been fastened into rollout, but the direction has been quite clear. It kind of reduces the foreign exchange, it helps farmer and tertiary economy, and alongside that, automakers have also welcomed this decision. To some extent, older vehicles which were not compliant to E5, E10 or even E20 hampered a little bit, but it was not fatal. Government has come out quite clear. Lastly, but quite importantly, government has also revised how you have to pay when you go from city A to city B via a slew of national highways. I'm talking about the revision in FASTag. Now you can buy an annual pass at 3,000 rupees, which helps you cross 200 tolls, effectively bringing down the price to 15 rupee per toll crossing. And I'm sure this will help you if you are spending long hours on the highways going from place A to place B. Also, Other highways which are not part of NHAI, you still have to pay through your regular toll, but government has also simplified to an extent. If you don't have a valid FASTag, you got to pay up to 1.25 times, which means 25% more instead of double if you are paying it through UPI. So effectively, it makes life simpler, easier on pocket, and making road trips happier and more affordable than before. That's a wrap from my side, and I think these were the top news from the automotive industry, which by and large has impacted every Indian citizen. We've put across a slew of festive content across our social media platforms where we talk about the best bikes and cars, the top picks that India has chosen, and could be your next vehicle as well.
This is Mini John Cooper Works Countryman All4, and if you wanted to buy a petrol Countryman in India, this is your option, because earlier Countryman was available but only in its EV avatar. But this one is real special because this of course gets the John Cooper Works name. That means this is the sports track ready version of the Countryman. This is John Cooper Works, so that means it will be fast. Well, this one gets a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine which churns out 300 HP power, 400 Nm torque, taking this car from 0 to 100 kph in 5.4 seconds. And this also gets all-4. Yes, it has all-wheel drive and it gets shift-by-wire differential, so you can shift your terrain mode on the go as well. It also gets John Cooper Works exterior and interior elements, design element, including this red decal on the front of the bonnet, which has this checkered flag effect, and you can notice that checkered flag effect in this blacked out grille as well. You have your John Cooper Works badge on the side. The Countryman gets this new LED headlamp and these vertical air dams highlighted with this red insert. On the side, you will appreciate the dual tone color scheme of Mini Countryman. This black and red looks beautiful. You get 19-inch alloys. This blacked out alloy looks quite neat, and you have other options for the alloys as well. And of course, the red brake caliper shines through. I've been told that car designers do not like door handles because it takes away from the smooth surfaces that they want to achieve. Well, the Mini designers have been able to do that even without giving you those pop-out handles by doing this amazing design engineering of a pop-out door handle, but still inside the car. It still shows, but looks quite nice. Now, I also want to appreciate this John Cooper Works treatment on the C-pillar. Looks quite neat, and you can see a little chink here. Again, a small design element, but adds a lot to the look of the car. The roof slopes quite steeply towards the rear, ending in this spoiler effect. Then you have Countryman badging in black, again Mini badging in black, and John Cooper Works written here. You have your quad exhaust, a rear spoiler, and very interesting looking tail lamps. It has that Union Jack effect, but a new version of it. This one also gets decent amount of boot space, 500 liters is what we are told, so you can carry your luggage easily. The interiors have John Cooper Works stamp all over. Look at this steering, it's small, chunky, it has John Cooper Works written over here. Then your dashboard has black and red elements, design element looks neat. Seat is black with red exposed stitches, again reminding you of its sportiness. And typical to Minis, you have your round infotainment screen. Now, I have a problem with this, which is with Apple CarPlay. You have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. First of all, in this decently big size screen, Apple CarPlay is available only in this small area. And the other problem that I have is that, we have gotten used to seeing our phones in a vertical format, in a rectangular format. It comes here as a square, and that visually looks a little different to me. But the bigger problem is that it's small. Now, you have your buttons here. Thankfully, you have your buttons. You have your start stop button, then your gear select button, and this one is for experiences. And one thing I want to show you is the John Cooper Works experience. This looks very nice. and makes that sound every time you engage it. You have your RPM meter, you have your power figure coming here, and this on the side here is the G-force meter. So you have a lot of data when you take this car on the track. Now this is a Countryman, so it has to be practical. It is after all supposed to be a go anywhere car. So let's see if we have enough space. Well, good amount of space in the glove box. Then you have 2 cup holders here. You have your wireless charger here. Then some more space to maybe keep the second phone. There is a small cubby hole here under this very nice looking box. There is more space, but there is no space under the armrest, and armrest, as you can see, is movable, so you can adjust it. There is space for you to keep your bottle and some other knickknacks in the door pocket as well. Now let's go to the rear seat, and before I take you there, I must show you there is a dual panel sunroof, and that is something that we Indians really like. Countryman is almost the same size as X1, and you get similar space on the rear seat. Decent amount of knee room, good leg space, decent thigh support, decent headroom. The rear glass is not too wide, so you might feel a little claustrophobic, but panoramic sunroof helps in giving you the sense of space. You have your armrest with cup holders, AC vents, seat pocket, and decent sized door pocket. You can also adjust the backrest, but I feel that the most comfortable position is this one, and this adjustment is more for making space for luggage. Now it's time to put the pedal to the metal with Mini John Cooper Works Countryman All4. Let's go! We're doing a cool down lap, so let me quickly talk about the car. I think this Mini John Cooper Works Countryman All4 is really quick. It is quick to pick up pace, but owing to the tall design, you do feel vertical movement. The all-wheel drive, however, makes sure that you get a fairly stable drive. The Mini Countryman JCW All4 has arrived in India as a fully imported model. While Mini as a brand carries rich British heritage, the Countryman itself is built in Germany, which means it won't benefit from the recently signed India-UK Free Trade Agreement. Priced at ₹64.9 lakhs, the Countryman JCW All4 shares its platform and dimensions with BMW X1. And with its performance grades, its closest rival in India is the recently launched Volkswagen Golf GTI.
We are in Japan. We are trying to explore what future of mobility may look like. We are with Yamaha, and they are working on something very special, something different. It is basically self-balancing and AI. What you see on your screen right in front of me is e-Love, a simple electric scooter. It's humble looking, but the tech behind it is really special. What Yamaha has developed is self-balancing technology. Now, there is one actuator at the steering head and another right in the middle of it, which counterbalances whenever it tips its side. You can see the demo on your screen, and it has been as a concept under development for quite some time now. Expect this to come to market sometime in future maybe, but whenever it comes, it will be a game changer. We also had a look at a more advanced concept, which again does employ the same technology given here. It's called the Motoroid 2.0. But what's also different in the Motoroid 2.0 is the enabling of AI, which means the gesture of rider, every movement is being tracked by a series of cameras and sensors given on the two-wheeler. As you can see, it changes direction, it kind of mimics every action that the rider has to employ. Essentially, these are some form of emotions that Yamaha is trying to put into two-wheelers. Both e-Love and Motoroid 2.0 have something in them which begs me the question towards the direction of mobility we are taking. It's convenient, it's more emotive, and obviously making life much more simpler. The e-Love gives a sneak peek into what a production model can be. However, Yamaha has not disclosed any timeline towards employing this self-balancing technology in its two-wheelers, but it's in action. This model, the concept is in working stage, as you can see, and it works quite nicely, quite aptly in whatever circumstances we have seen. The current state of development employs at speed under 10 kilometers an hour, and the company is trying to get to higher speeds. And who may know, in future Yamaha can come up with more advanced tech on the same platform where falling off a two-wheeler will become completely out of scope and making transportation much more safer. Well, there are a few more things from Yamaha Pavilion. I'd want you to see them as well. Well, moving on from concepts, let's focus into something that's in reality and has been winning championships over the years. Well, this TYE and electric trial bike, it's more hardcore than a enduro or a motocross bike. This has been into being from 2018. From 2022 onwards, it has been winning championships across Japan. Now, essentially, this is a lightweight motorcycle, but in electric form. Well, it has got a 2-speed gearbox with clutch, which allows the rider to make it more flickable, make it more manageable when the rider is over trail. It's a light motorcycle. It's roughly 75 to 80 kilograms. And you can see the aspects here, and also one of the riders performed few instances in front of us. It really goes through trails with a lot of ease. And surprisingly, it has been winning championships against ICE counterparts. Well, it was the first motorcycle in the championship which came with an electric heart. And for Yamaha, this is part of their motorsports family. To sum things up, so this was a journey from concepts to reality, how Yamaha is approaching carbon neutrality and sustainability at large.
Well, that's all for today. But if you like watching auto-related content, you can join us on our YouTube channel NDTV Auto, or follow us on your favorite social media platform. I will see you next week. Till then, from the entire team of NDTV Auto, we wish you a very happy Diwali.